let's get started. So, like I was saying, I feel like everybody's going to be a leader at some point. So I figure everybody would probably get use out of what I learned. And it's just going to be like an overview. Let me see if I can share this screen. It's not working. Hold on. This happened the other night too. There it is. Okay. So as you know, I was just at the leadership conference in LA, and it was so super cool. Sorry, my screen's going crazy. So first thing I want everybody to do is mark their calendars for next January, because every single one of you on here, whether you're a new coach, whether you're an Emerald, whether you're a Diamond, whatever it is, you can make it to this conference, and it is so cool. Summit is like an event that you definitely don't want to miss, and that is like all the Beachbody coaches everywhere. The leadership retreat is very intimate. It was like maybe 350, 400 coaches. We were spoiled rotten. We got presents. We got everything. We got to work out with Tony Horton. It was just amazing. So before we get into this, a couple quick reminders. Who has hit Success Club already? Raise your hand. Awesome. And who is still pushing, because there is still 3 days left? Perfect. 3 days is a world time. You can do anything in 3 days. You can make Success Club even if you're sitting at a goose egg. A couple announcements they made at leadership was they're working on updates to the back office, which is very, very exciting. Apparently it's supposed to be much more user-friendly. Yes, I see Nikki dancing. That's what we were all doing. And that should hopefully be out pretty soon. And then also, I didn't put it on here, but that challenge group app that they tried to release last year, I think it had a whole bunch of problems, but people gave feedback and whatever. That should also be coming out in the spring. And then also they're coming out with a new shopping platform. So people are going to be able to go and like get through the shopping much easier than how it is now when they have to go to all these links. But speaking of that, I hope everybody saw my video on coaching codes and the Team Beachbody mobile app, because those make it so much easier. I can't believe I had never seen these things, but Elisa was sitting there showing me how you just send a link to the challenge pack and you tell them what they want, and then all they do is check out. It's amazing. And then for the free challenge groups, you can add people through the mobile app to your team. So you don't have to have them go, because a lot of times the free people are like, no, I don't want to join. Like, I don't want to do anything. So this is a great way to do it. You can also look up people, see if they already have a coach, etc. Next big event coming up, February 1st starts Team Cup. If there's anybody that does not have a team already, let me know. We will find you a team. Okay, so Nikki, comment or send me a message or something, because it's so important to get on a team. It's going to be awesome. I'm giving away prizes and gold diggers also, so if you are a captain, make sure you have your team signed up on the Team Cup teams page or whatever in the file section. And this is huge. This is a great way to work together with 4 other coaches to strive for really big goals, to get prizes, and it'll be so much fun. It'll add tons of momentum in your business. Okay, so like I said, mark your calendar. I don't know the exact dates yet, and they said the location was to be determined, but I imagine it would be at the same place because it's been there the past couple of years. And these are just how to get there, okay? So you have to be a 2-star Diamond coach by October 31st, 2016, and every single person in here can do that 100%. You need 30 elite points, and once you go Diamond, you'll know what that means because you'll start getting an elite report. And you have to be that paid 2-star Diamond by October 26th, which is the last bonus period before the 31st. So, and to earn a free hotel room, which is that picture up there in the right-hand corner, which was awesome. Let me just tell you about my hotel room, actually. So there's like this balcony sitting out there, and I'm looking across the street at, it's the top, I don't know, actress agency where people come and audition for stuff. So like you could literally sit out there all day if you wanted and see all the famous people. And then like there's this big hole in the building and it goes through, and there's like all these huge mountains of like snow. And you know, it's really nice to have my own room with peace and quiet for a night or two. So it's great, you guys. And getting the free room is not hard. You just need the 60 elite points by that date. So definitely put that on your calendar as well. So down here on the left is a picture of us having our lunch outside that was fully catered. We all had a cookie, which was, whoops. And for all of our young coaches, that girl over in the top left, her name is Virginia Shell. She is in school right now, and she's making $100,000. So, if you're a new coach, I would look her up. She does great posts. She's just got married. Her husband's military. The one next to her is Elisa Goldstein. She is in Fit Force. She is one of the premier coaches from Fit Force, and she is so much fun. She is actually doing the test group for 22 Hardcore, which is really neat because we got to meet a bunch of them, and they all told us about the program. And then that's Angela LaRocco down there on the bottom right, who is Fit Force's oldest coach, maybe. She was Lauren's first or something. And then just some fun ones in the middle. There's Angela and I after 22 Hardcore. And let me tell you about that program. It's so intense. I was like, how is 22 minutes going to ever, do anything? And we were drenched, literally like soaking wet. There's Megan Saini down there in the middle. And then the bottom left picture is kind of what it looked like in the conference room. And then, of course, we had some drinks out on the terrace. And then that Shakeology bar is all of the ingredients in Shakeology. This was at the headquarters. And let me tell you, if there's anybody that wants a job, Beachbody is the place to work because those people are so happy. It is such a fun environment. It's really, really a cool place. And then over on the right is actually one of the parties they threw at night. And Autumn was there, and Tony Horton was there, and all the execs were there. And it was outside. Everything was so nice. So be there next year. Show of hands who's going to be there because you guys can have like full tables and rock it out, and that's just going to be awesome. And maybe I'll be there talking. Okay, so what they had was all of the executives talked. It was awesome. I have this handy dandy little thing because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. But then they had 3 really awesome coaches come and talk. And Michelle Myers was the first one. She's this little Southern belle from North Carolina. She's really cool. She calls herself Beachbody Old because she's been a coach for 7 years. She's 12 stars. She's been elite 4 times. And she really honed in on creating a culture and what kind of culture you want on your team. And this is what I've actually been struggling with the past couple months. And so like hearing it from her, I was like, this is just hitting home and making it all real. So she says to make sure you're creating a culture of ownership over accountability and to leave yourself blameless. So what that means is if a coach, when they decide what they do, you do not want to be able to be blamed for holding them back, for not letting them run, for not letting them take off, for not being, figuring it out themselves. So the little steps that she told us to go through in order to help a new coach get started, because we want people to fly away from the hen, the nest, like as soon as possible, because you want them to grow their own teams and get going with their own, thing. So the first time you do something, I do, you watch, and then we're going to talk about it. The next time we do it, it's we do, and then we're going to talk. And the next time it's you do, and then I watch, and then we talk. And then you do, and then someone else's watches. So that's kind of like if you want to run like coach call to actions or something like that, which, what is coaching call? If we do it together, that's one thing. But the next time, challenge your coaches to do it themselves because they're not going to grow unless they kind of have to go out on their own limb and figure it out and fail forward because the top coaches have all failed the most times. She really, nailed home the fact that inspiring people is what's going to create loyalty. People are going to stick with you if they're inspired by you. And then products create revenue, people create passion. So it's not what we sell, it's what we stand for. And I mean, she was so much fun. And we actually had breakfast with her the next morning, which was really cool. And then always be finding ways to put the spotlight on others. And I'm not sure what that red line is doing on my thing. But if you guys haven't noticed, this week I've been trying to find people's awesome posts and share them with the team. And that's something that she said to do. Because it, other people might respond to other people. So let other people have the spotlight and know that they're doing a great job. So if anybody sees a way to shout out for someone because they're doing something that really influences you or inspires you, definitely post about it and let's share about it. We're influencers, see others for what they don't see in themselves yet. So if someone's like, there's no way I could be a coach, there's no way I could inspire anybody, tell them, reassure them of all the reasons why they could. And then next we had Melanie Mitro. And man, this girl, she just knows what she is doing. And that's probably why she's the top coach. But she's amazing, right? So she came in, we got to hear from her twice actually. And the first thing she talked about, anybody that doesn't know Melanie Mitro, she's the top coach 2 times now, last year and this year. What are all those lines? Does anybody know what those are? Or are you seeing them? That's so funny. So she talked about developing a recruiting culture. So you want to attract people like you. So what you want to do is you want to look at who you are. What does your ideal coach look like? And we were all like, it looks like us. We just want 100 of ourselves, you know, and it was so funny because then everybody started laughing. But it's hard to recruit people that, you know, are your ideal coach. But what you want to do is look at yourself, see who your ideal coach is, what they look like, and then figure out where you're going to find that person. So whether it's, you know, your kid's school, if it's at work, if it's at a community, whatever, figure out where your ideal coach is going to be hanging out and then go find them. And then you need to figure out what their biggest burden is. So maybe they have a fitness burden, or they want a flexible schedule, or they have a financial burden, or, you know, whatever their biggest burden is, you want to then come in and give them a solution to that problem. And what you have is your solution, because now you've attracted them because of who you are. So that's kind of like what she's, you know, we all know this, but hearing it from her, it was just like, okay, you want to really figure out what you can offer every single person individually. And then recruit to succeed rather than recruiting for a warm body. And I know that this is hard when you're first getting started, because you're just recruiting to try and hold rank or get to wherever or get volume or whatever it is. But in the meantime, while you're doing that, you're developing a really strong foundation. But then when you get to a point, like, you really want to try to focus recruiting on people that are going to help you succeed, and people that are going to help you, you're going to be able to help them succeed because they want to be there. And then get organized, and this is kind of what sparked Megan and I's call the other night, is you want to create systems that are duplicatable for your coaches, because then they're going to create systems duplicatable for their coaches and their coaches and down. So you really want to, you know, that's why we do the calendar in our group, so that everybody kind of knows what's going on, when things are happening. And for, you know, your call to action, she plans these things, I'm not even kidding you, 3 days in advance. So Melanie does her blog, right? So she writes her blog post, she does all these pictures. What she also does is she has a theme every month. So like 1 month, take for instance, would be like busy mom. So everything that month she's going to post about is the life of a busy mom. So, and then she'll like show how Beachbody fits into that life of busy mom. So what she'll do for that busy mom post is she'll put in these pictures of, like, you know, drinking her Shakeology on the way out the door, or whatever it is that is busy. And then she puts that in her blog. Then she shares that to her Facebook. She shares that to her fitness page. And this is all like planned 3 days in advance. And she gets all of her forms ready, because she does like an application. And then she has another coach evaluate her post, and then she evaluates the success of her post herself. She really studies these, and if something didn't go right, she reevaluates that. And I think that's really important, because sometimes we just take the same words, but if it didn't work once, like, let's try something new the next time. And she also said, which I thought was really cool, to use uplifting and reassuring words. So in your call to action, include things like, you're going to receive training from a top 100 elite team. We're going to give you systems to help you succeed. We're, you know, always using images that are great. Your image is what's going to get people to stop scrolling and read what you have to say. And always post at high posting times. And if you don't know what those are, there's a file in Gold Digger's file section. But, you know, make sure you're posting when the people that are your brand are sitting at their computer. So for me as a working mom, that's around 8 is when my kids are in bed and I'm at my computer. Then Bonnie. I love Bonnie, and I'm so excited I got to see her 2 times in like a month now. And it was a lot of the same stuff, but hearing it again, it was like, she's just really, really awesome. And if you don't know Bonnie, last year she was sitting at leadership as a 2-star diamond coach. She had barely hit 2 diamonds and qualified for the event. And she was a 2014 premier coach. 2015 just ended, and she was number 5 in the company. And she went from 2 diamonds to 22 diamonds in 1 year. So anything's possible. If you put your mind to it, anything is possible. And she really laid it out like this. And I know you guys have seen this because I posted it in Gold Diggers. But here's the simplicity of this business. You hit Success Club, you recruit a new coach, you help them hit Success Club, and then the next month you repeat that. And this business really is that simple. So, she really focuses on Success Club, and I'm trying to determine how to alter our Getting Started Right system to really focus even more on Success Club, because if you really think about it, like, you want to get people some of that like satisfaction, like some reimbursement, so they can taste it, so they can feel it, like it's within a couple of weeks of them starting. So if they're hitting Success Club, they have challengers, they have people in their network, they're making money, they're feeling it, and then they're hooked. So it's important to definitely get people some whatever it is quickly. And what Bonnie says is, how we run our 3-day What is Coaching? She says she just decided to do that on her timeline, which I think is genius. And I've been trying to do that as well, but I'm not quite as good as her. I'm trying to get the words right. But basically what she does is, how I had you guys all write your objections that you had before becoming a coach? She takes those and she abolishes them publicly. So if your objection was, well, I'm not at my goal weight, then what you would post is a picture of you working out and saying, I'm so glad I became a coach. Before I started, I was so worried that I wasn't at my goal weight. Nobody was going to be inspired by me. But what I have found is that that's the perfect time to become a coach, because now there's so many other people on the same journey with me. We work out together virtually. We cheer each other on. All of these things, so if you abolish the objections that you have, because most likely people that you're attracting are similar to you, then you're abolishing theirs too, without them even being in a group. And then, so she says, make your social media like a sneak peek into coaching, and that's on your public timeline. She says, yeah?
Hey, Brooke, are you changing slides?
Do you see the Bonnie Engel one?
No, we're still on Mark Your Calendar.
Oh, yes, I've changed a lot of slides.
Sorry.
That's the problem, because there's all these lines on here. Let me see. Do you see that?
It says Brooke screen. Yeah, key takeaways.
Okay, so let me see. Do you see that?
Yes.
Okay, so the other ones were just words. So do you want me to step on them? Does anybody have any questions about them? Melanie and Michelle. So Bonnie did this little design.
You want to just share them after too?
Yeah, I can do that. Perfect. Thank you. Sorry. Okay, so then she also said to be clear about expectations. Make sure people realize this isn't a get rich quick. It definitely takes a lot of work. Some of that work in the beginning, you're not going to be reciprocated for. But if you keep at it and you stay persistent and you stay consistent for, at least a year, these, it's going to come back full force times 10. And she really is gung-ho focusing on Success Club when people start. And it's so funny because she's like, those aha moments, I hate those aha moments. They don't matter. All that matters is the actions. So she's really funny, but she's got some great points, and obviously something worked for her to get 22 diamonds in 1 year. So that was Bonnie. So some other key takeaways, and this was just like, I have notes written all over this thing because it was just so much good information from so many great people. Is, Carl really drove home the idea of being relentless, and everyone that came on the stage after him was like, that man is the most relentless person I've ever met, and he's so funny. He's like this, we've all met him or seen him. He's like this little guy with so much energy, and he is relentless. He's always looking for the next best thing, and that's kind of what it takes. You've got to stay in your heart was a big one. That Michelle talked about, because the business is based on building relationships and helping people. I know it's hard to get carried away with like, here's what I want from the business. But if you keep your heart in it and stay with your heart and make it about the people, all of that stuff will come. Hitting Success Club and running kick-ass challenge groups is why we're talking about challenge groups tonight, because that is what grows your business, and that's why you're a coach, is to help people get results. Success in 30 days. And this is funny because since I was stuck in California for so long, I met up with my friend that was out there. She was on a convention or a Black Status retreat, which is kind of like an elite retreat for her business, which is the makeup. And they were telling me that they have a rule that's like success in 30 days, so that people, they feel it. So this is trying to get your new coaches to feel some sort of success in 30 days, whether it's a rank advancement or, a paycheck or whatever it is. Another thing that we talked about was this book, and I forget the name of the book, but one of the things in it was Confront the Brutal Facts. And we talk about this at my job all the time. But, since we're all running a business, it's important to look at your business and evaluate it honestly. So make changes where necessary. If something's not working, you need to look at, I would go to basics first and be like, well, am I doing the 3 vital behaviors? Am I doing it every single day? Am I inviting people to the opportunity? And look at the brutal facts and see kind of what's missing so that you can reevaluate where to go next. We talked for like an hour and a half about the leadership ladder, and I still can't comprehend it. So I've made it my goal in February to really figure that thing out. And hopefully we can have a call at the end of February about it, because people are raving about it, and they're raving about how that grows their business, and how they just focus on that more than rank even. They focus a lot on the leadership ladder. And a lot of it was focused on thinking past diamond. So emerald is a milestone. Diamond is the next milestone, but think past that. Think like 15-star diamond, or think I want to be making $300,000 a year or $5,000 a week or whatever it is. I mean, diamond is awesome, but you want to keep going. So make sure that diamond's not like your endpoint, and just get to diamond. Just go. It's fine. You can go. And then just think past there. And then this one was huge, because I know as I started like growing my team, I really enjoyed spending all of my time doing the team stuff. I reinvented everything. I came up with new trainings. I just loved doing the team stuff, and maybe because I didn't have to do any inviting when I was doing that. But that's why my business kind of went stagnant for a month or two last year. So as you grow, it's very hard to stay away from helping your team, because you want them to be successful. But 80% of your time should be focused on your business and 20% on your team. That was directly from the top coach in the company now. And then also she said, don't waste time writing the perfect message and then deleting it and then writing the perfect message and then figuring it out, because what you say to the right people, it doesn't matter what you say to the right people, they're going to succeed. So don't, analyze and worry, and just go with your gut and just put it out there. And then she talked about time management. She was like, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's up to you how you use them. You can't let the day rule you. You need to rule the day. So, come into the day with your to-do list, your power hour, just bang it out. And then, then you've got your day in your own hands. And always be focused on the tasks that are going to bring you success and moving your business forward. Do your 3 vital behaviors. Like seriously, the personal development has always been on and off with me. But when you listen to these top coaches, they do it every single day. Melanie listens to podcasts while she's getting ready in the morning, whatever. So make sure you're doing your 3 vital behaviors, because that's how you're going to grow your business. Team Cup, as I said, if you're not on a team, let me know, because this is huge drive for momentum in your business, and it's a great way to really get people fired up. And then always know that what we are capable of is much higher than what we think we can do. And everyone can be whatever they want in this business. You just have to do it. And then my advice is be here in 1 year, because this was amazing. And you're surrounded by like these incredible people and all these positive people that want you to do better. So everybody's sharing stories. They're sharing their ideas. They're sharing how they do their getting started right. They share everything because they want everyone to be successful. So definitely be here in 1 year. I'm just going to go straight into challenge groups, and then we can just do questions at the end. So if you have anything, hang on to it. So as Carl said, the basis of our company is inviting people to join us and then putting them in challenge groups so that they're going to get results, right? And that's actually your job description, is to be a coach. So it's the most important function that we run is, kick-ass challenge groups. And this is why they go to you rather than the website. So when people come buy a challenge pack from you, they're buying you. That's part of the deal, is with Team Beachbody, everybody gets a coach. So, and this is where you actually, get the referrals, you get momentum. This is going to create accountability. And challenge groups create your best coaches. because they've been in there. They understand the products. They love the products. They've now gotten results. They've seen how a challenge group works. And that's how they're just going to, go on over to run their own. So you gain credibility by running your own. You should run one every single month. And so when you give it a start date, and then an end date, and then you can go close your challenge group, you start over. And in your challenge groups, it should consist of the customers who are ready to be 100% committed right then. And everybody else, I put my other people into an accountability group. It's called the Fit Life with Brooke King. That's kind of like all the customers I've ever had. You guys can share ideas maybe after words of what you do with them. But you really want the people in your challenge group focused and committed and posting and like ready to rock. Because otherwise, other people don't get all fired up in there if no one's posting. Now, prepare your call to action. So you want to get your Facebook primed, and by that I mean doing posts that get you comments. So, for the day of or the day before or even the 2 days before, you want to really have your Facebook page be active. So you want to post things like, great pictures of your kids or a question. I remember one thing I posted that just like got maybe 60 some comments. It was crazy. Was this big jar of coconut oil that I got at Costco. I still haven't used it, and I think this was a year ago. And I posted like, how do I use this coconut oil? I'm never going to cook this much coconut. And it got so many comments. And so something like that is just, people want to give their opinion. So post things that gets comments at the hot times before you post your call to action. And then I can't emphasize this enough is preparing your post. And I'll say that sometimes I'll post my call to action, and then all of a sudden I see it come over my timeline like 5 times. So if I'm writing it, that's not you. So your people aren't going to relate to that. You know what I mean? So you want to make sure that you're using your, ideas and your words and whatever, because that's who's going to relate to your brand. Be prepared when you post these and be available to respond to every comment. And this is so important for a couple of reasons. One, you definitely want to give the people that are interested attention like right away, but you also want to keep the comments going on your strand, because that's going to keep your post going through the news feed, which keeps people seeing it. And then always post at a prime posting time. So again, there's a document in Goal Diggers in the file section about that. But it's mainly going to be when people you are branding to are sitting at the computer. And then this is actually a picture I pulled right out of Goal Diggers that I had posted in there a while ago, and I should probably post more often. But this is like the actual post, your call to action. So a couple of things that it must have is a catchy, like grab your attention kind of like start. So whether it's like OMG or the time is now, with explanation points and stars and capital letters, and I know Amy does a lot of emojicons, whatever it is to grab the person's attention, because you want them to read what you have to say. And if there's a whole bunch of words, people will probably just zoom past it if you don't grab their attention. You want to tell your success and your results from the programs and what you've gained from participating in the challenge groups. So by telling them this, it's, that shows why a challenge group has been so great to you, and they can hopefully relate and realize that that's great for them too. You always want to include the start date and how long the challenge group is going to run. Because if they see, oh, it starts February 1st and it's 21 days, anyone can do 21 days, so it doesn't look so intimidating, and they can like get ready and they can be motivated and do it. And then you also want to share in that post what the challengers are going to get out of it, what's in it for them. So you want to put like, these challenge groups are great, they're full of support, we share recipes, it's motivation, to tell them what they're going to get out of it and why they should do it without actually saying, you should join me for $140. Whatever. You want to include how they should RSVP, whether it's a form, like an application form, or if it's just a comment below or send you a message, whatever it is. And then your picture is worth a million words, because that is what is going to stop them, except for your little words at the beginning. You want something that's clean, it's clear, it's, if you have before and after pictures, I know how scary it is to post those, but that is the best thing you could post. But you want something that's going to make people stop scrolling. And then also just a little tidbit, don't use Beachbody in your post, because people kind of see that and they're like, oh, it's salesy. Use, oh, I'm a fitness coach, or we'll discuss a program that can work for you, that kind of stuff. And then just other do's. I think we've already been over all of these, but post at a prime time, prime your Facebook, and then do simply say that you're doing, ask people to join you, and then do respond to people in a timely manner. Because if they're pumped up and they're ready to go and they just saw 21 Day Fix this morning on TV and then they saw your post, like if someone else posts something on their page, you want to make sure that you get to them first. So be prepared. And then once you have your people, you want to set up and start posting. And this is why it is not scary to run your own. I'll show you the templates that are already set up for you. But running your own is amazing, and it gives you, like, the first month might be a little scary, and your coach can definitely be in there with you, but running your own, and we'll do a little show of hands when we get off the screen share, it lets you grow. It honestly does, because now you're going to be answering the questions and finding the answers. You're going to be finding your own challengers, and you're going to be more committed to getting them with your own group. And people that are coming to you, they want to hear from you. So if you're running your own groups, then people are with their coach, which is the way it should be. So you set up your new challenge group, and you do this every month, like I said, and then you want to start posting. You want to start the group like a week before and start posting like 3 to 5 days before it starts. I know when I got those little containers, I was like, what the heck are these? These are not going to work. They're so small. But you got to teach them how to use the containers, how to be successful. Tell them to go through the book, go through the videos, see if there's any moves they don't know how to do, and then you can teach them, so that people are ready to go day one and they are ready to rock it. So another thing, like with 21 Day Fix, is how to prep food when you go to work, because you can't fill up all the containers and wash them at work. So that was a big thing that really worked for me. I showed them how I used them as measuring cups, poured it into bags, whatever. You always want to do like a house rules. So I started doing a video because you want to make sure that people understand what's going on. So every day I'm going to post. I want everybody to check in every single day, show your sweaty selfies, show your recipes, whatever it is. And then you also want to let them know that if they bought a challenge pack, they're automatically enrolled in On Demand for 30 days. They need to cancel that themselves, and Shakeology. So, those are good things to let you know. And then set up your posts ahead of time if you want. I use Buffer. I know there's other things out there, and I'll do a video about Buffer for anybody that doesn't know how to do it. But I always do mine at like 6:30 to 7 in the morning. Then it's consistent. People are looking for it when they wake up. And, it works out pretty well. And then I don't have to worry about it when I'm trying to get everybody ready and out the door. You always want to post at least once a day. And then this is a great opportunity when people are being really active and they're posting and they're like motivating others. That is a great time to give them kind of like a shout out, to send them a little message like, oh my God, girl, you are rocking it. Keep it up. Thank you so much for being in my group, whatever it is, because, they're going to become your best coaches. Okay, what to post. So I don't know if you guys all know about this. I've learned recently that some of you don't, so I wanted to tell you. In your back office, under the Sales and Marketing tab, under Product Tools Kit, you click on all those, and then you'll come to this screen here. Over on the left is every single program that we have. And then within every single program, there's a daily coaching guide. So you click on that, and then what's on the right will come up. I used these for like the first 6 months of my business. I'm not even kidding. I used them every single month. I copy and pasted directly from the website into my challenge group. And these are here for you. They are made by top coaches, and they're awesome. They're perfect. They're great. And the only reason I ever started making my own was because I had a lot of repeat challengers, and I thought they might get bored, which they probably wouldn't have even noticed. So highly recommend using these. They're great. And then also, because we have some coaches that have been around for a while, we have other challenge group templates for you to use as well. So this is easy, guys. All you do is copy, put it in Buffer, paste, you're good to go. So here, the Love Your Body up at the top is my February challenge group that I showed you guys before. Down here are a whole bunch for you to choose from if you ever need a challenge group template. There's all sorts of stuff, and this is in the Goal Diggers Google Drive. And then down here in the files section of Goal Diggers, there's also some, like I know Kristen just posted their February couples challenge that Ignite made. So there's tons of resources, so it is not scary to run your own challenge group. And I promise you it's going to change the game. It changes your business. It changes you as a coach, as a business owner, everything. So it's all there for you. Sorry. And then some key tips, just and that's all I have, is post some extras throughout the challenge group. That kind of gets people involved, and things that don't have to do with anything, that are just like fun. So post, like in February, what's everybody going to eat for Valentine's Day, or who's your Valentine, or what are you doing for your Valentine, or whatever. Post the last picture on your phone, post the 7th picture on your phone, post your where would you spend a day, anything, just to get everybody posting that's just fun. And the most important thing in a challenge group is to be a challenger. Just show up every single day, do your workouts, post your recipes, show that you're following the plan as well. And then have fun and be real, but no negativity. So every group gets this one person that just, hates everything. So just have a little chat with them and be like, that's kind of bringing us down. Could you chip her up a little bit, or just don't post? But that's all I have about all that stuff. I know that was a ton, and I just rambled and rambled and rambled. But who is running their very own challenge group in February? Show of hands. Yay! Oh, I'm so proud of everyone. Yay! That's awesome. Good job. You guys are going to grow. I promise. You're going to grow, 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 grow. Like Kristen and I said on another call, we never even were in a challenge group, and we just decided to become coaches and then just ran our own challenge groups. You know what I mean? It really, really helps you. So that's awesome. You guys can unmute if you have any questions. I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.